Listen closely because what I am about to share could change everything you thought you knew about wealth. True riches are not found in fleeting luck or sudden windfalls. They are born from intention, discipline, and a harmony between mind, body, and spirit. For centuries, Shaolin masters have practiced methods so subtle that few ever notice their power. Their teachings reveal that wealth does not chase the impatient or the distracted. It comes to those whose focus is unwavering, whose inner purpose is clear, and whose actions align with their highest self. I am SHI HENG, and in this video, you will uncover the hidden principles that have guided Shaolin monks to mastery, influence, and abundance for generations. You will learn how energy alignment can open doors that seem impossible, why detachment from fear and obsession actually draws prosperity, and how small daily rituals can create monumental changes in your life. These are not just ancient sayings. They are actionable truths that have quietly shaped empires, fortunes, and lives. By the end of this journey, you will see wealth through a new lens. You will understand why generosity, gratitude, and mindful presence are not just spiritual ideals, but secret forces that attract abundance. You will discover how courage in the face of uncertainty can transform hesitation into opportunity. Every point in this video is a key to unlocking a flow of wealth that is often overlooked, even by those searching for it most. The mind is like water. When it is turbulent, nothing can reflect clearly. When it is still, the world appears in perfect detail. In the midst of chaos, people chase noise, frantic movements, and fleeting signals, believing that action alone will bring success. Yet the Shaolin masters teach that real power begins in stillness. Silence is not emptiness, it is a doorway. In that quiet space, the mind sheds its clutter, the heart lets go of fear, and clarity begins to emerge. I have witnessed how the simplest pause can reveal paths hidden to the restless. In stillness, patterns appear that are invisible to hurried eyes. A chance encounter, an unexpected idea, a subtle shift in timing. All these opportunities come when the mind is calm enough to notice them. Prosperity does not seek those overwhelmed by distraction. It moves gently toward those who cultivate awareness, who honor each moment with presence, and who listen to the whispers of possibility that surround them. Mindfulness is not merely sitting in silence. It is the art of observing without judgment, of letting thoughts flow without grasping, of breathing steadily while the world races on. Shaolin teachings emphasize that a calm mind is fertile ground. Just as water nourishes seeds only when it is still enough to soak the soil, the mind nurtures wealth and insight only when it is free from agitation. Daily practice, whether through meditation, mindful movement, or simply attentive breathing, trains the mind to remain undisturbed by distractions. Over time, clarity becomes instinct, decisions become precise, and opportunities reveal themselves naturally. Those who master this quiet art do not force outcomes, yet abundance finds them. They act not from compulsion, but from understanding. The calm mind does not chase, it attracts, receives, and discerns. This is the subtle, unseen power of mindfulness, the secret current that guides prosperity to those who honor the silence within. Energy is the silent architect of life, shaping events long before they appear in the world. Shaolin philosophy teaches that every thought, every emotion, every intention sends ripples into the universe, drawing circumstances that mirror the state within. Wealth and success are not distant prizes to chase. They are reflections of the energy that flows through the body, mind, and spirit. Those who cultivate inner harmony find that opportunities seem to appear effortlessly, as if the world itself responds to their clarity and focus. In the training halls of Shaolin temples, monks learn to feel the subtle currents of qi, to move with awareness, and to harmonize their internal rhythm with the rhythm of life. Discipline is not a burden, but a tool to refine this energy. Each breath, each deliberate motion, each moment of stillness strengthens the alignment of mind and body, creating a field that naturally attracts prosperity. Energy misaligned with fear, doubt, or greed will repel abundance, yet energy anchored in focus, gratitude, and purposeful action opens doors that the impatient cannot see. Ancient masters observed that the external world is a mirror, reflecting the quality of one's inner state. A warrior's calm mind, a healer's steady heart, a meditator's centered awareness. These are not merely virtues, they are channels through which life responds. Money, opportunity, and success are drawn not by force, but by resonance. When chi flows freely and intention is pure, paths that once seemed blocked reveal themselves. Fortune does not arrive by chance. It flows naturally to those who understand the subtle law of energy, who practice patience, and who cultivate mastery over their inner world. This is the quiet power of alignment. Wealth and opportunity follow not those who demand them, but those whose energy is attuned to abundance. Inner mastery becomes the compass, discipline the vessel, and life's external landscape simply falls into harmony with the energy one carries. Clinging too tightly to desire is like trying to grasp water with closed fists. The more one squeezes, the faster it slips away. Shaolin masters teach that obsession over wealth creates tension in the mind and resistance in the spirit, forming invisible barriers that prevent abundance from entering. True prosperity is never forced. It flows naturally to those who cultivate calm, balance, and inner freedom. The path to richness begins not in pursuit, but in release, letting go of fear, scarcity, and the urgent longing that clouds judgment. Within the walls of ancient temples, monks practiced detachment as a discipline, not as avoidance. They learned to observe desire without surrendering to it, to honor ambition without letting it dominate the mind. In this space of focused neutrality, action becomes precise and intention becomes clear. The mind, unburdened by anxiety, sees opportunities that the desperate cannot recognize, and the heart open to abundance attracts what is aligned with its true purpose. Detachment is not indifference, it is mastery over the compulsive impulses that blind most to the subtle currents of fortune. Stories from the Shaolin lineage tell of monks who achieved extraordinary influence and prosperity, yet they carried no greed, no panic, no restless grasping. Their wealth was a reflection of inner discipline, cultivated through meditation, mindful movement, and a steady heart. They understood that scarcity is an illusion born from fear, and that desperation repels the very opportunities one seeks. By practicing calm focus and releasing attachment, they allowed life to guide resources and fortune into their path naturally. In the quiet strength of detachment, abundance arrives effortlessly. The mind that does not chase, the heart that does not cling, and the spirit that trusts the flow of life create conditions where wealth is not a battle, but a mirror of inner mastery. True prosperity thrives in those who act with clarity, discipline, and serene acceptance, showing that letting go is often the surest way to receive. The greatest transformations often begin with the simplest of actions, repeated quietly and faithfully. In the Shaolin tradition, monks dedicate themselves to small, consistent practices: morning meditation, moments of reflection, mindful walking, or deliberate movement. These rituals are not grand gestures, yet they shape the mind in ways that the world rarely notices. Through repetition, the mind learns to perceive value where others see only distraction, to sense opportunity in the ordinary, and to respond with clarity rather than impulse. Meditation, for instance, is more than a pause from activity. It is a training ground for awareness, teaching the mind to settle, observe, and discern. Reflection allows the heart to process experience, revealing patterns and lessons hidden beneath the surface of daily life. Mindful movement, whether in the form of gentle exercise, martial practice, or careful action, teaches presence, an intimate connection between intention and result. Over time, these practices condition a consciousness attuned to subtle shifts, allowing those who cultivate them to recognize openings that others overlook. Ancient Shaolin texts speak of this as a kind of inner alchemy. Small disciplined acts accumulate, transforming character, perception, and destiny. Wealth, in its truest form, is the natural outcome of such mastery. Those who practice consistently develop patience, focus, and discernment, qualities that draw opportunities and resources naturally. Fortune favors not the hurried or the desperate, but the attentive and disciplined, whose habits create a fertile ground for prosperity to grow. By committing to simple, consistent practices, the mind becomes a magnet for insight and opportunity. The seemingly ordinary daily rituals are, in truth, the unseen architects of success. Each breath taken in awareness, each deliberate movement, each moment of still reflection strengthens the inner foundation, allowing life's abundance to flow without struggle, as if the universe itself recognizes the discipline and mirrors it back. Gratitude is a quiet force, subtle yet transformative, like sunlight filtering through dense trees, revealing the path beneath. In Shaolin philosophy, the act of truly appreciating what exists in the present moment is not mere politeness. It is a discipline, a way to align the spirit with the natural flow of abundance. When the heart dwells on lack, it creates tension, restlessness, and a sense of insufficiency. But when it rests in recognition of what already is, energy shifts. The mind, once clouded by desire or worry, becomes clear, and the currents of opportunity begin to move freely. Monks have long practiced rituals of appreciation, giving attention to even the smallest blessings, a warm cup of tea, the sound of wind through bamboo, or the rhythm of their own breath. These acts are not symbolic. They cultivate a mindset in which the world is seen as abundant rather than scarce. By acknowledging and valuing what is present, one trains the spirit to notice richness in unexpected forms. Doors that once seemed closed begin to open. Resources appear in ways unimagined, and relationships, insights, and opportunities multiply naturally. Ancient teachings emphasize that gratitude is not passive. It requires presence, awareness, and sincerity. Each moment of genuine appreciation strengthens internal harmony and clears obstacles created by fear, envy, or dissatisfaction. Those who master this practice find that life responds in kind, mirroring the energy they project. Wealth, influence, and success are drawn not through craving or striving, but through the quiet, disciplined act of honoring what already exists. In essence, gratitude transforms the inner landscape, shifting energy from limitation to possibility. The more one practices, the more abundance flows, not because the world suddenly gives, but because the mind, refined and attentive, recognizes and receives it in ways previously invisible. This is the hidden power that Shaolin masters have long understood. A thankful heart is a fertile field for all forms of prosperity. Generosity is the quiet current that carries life forward, unseen yet undeniable, shaping the world in ways the mind cannot always predict. Shaolin teachings speak of giving not as a transaction, but as a disciplined practice of opening the heart. When one gives without expectation, without counting, measuring, or hoping for a return, an invisible flow begins. Energy moves freely, creating spaces where opportunity, prosperity, and insight can enter. Those who cling tightly to resources fearing loss often find themselves stagnant, while those who release with sincerity find that the universe mirrors their openness in surprising ways. In the temples, monks practice generosity not only with possessions, but with attention, time, and wisdom. A gesture of help, a shared word of guidance, a mindful act of care, these were seen as seeds. Each seed planted without thought of reward eventually bore fruit far beyond what the giver could foresee. The principle is simple, yet profound. Abundance grows in hearts that understand reciprocity, not obligation. To give freely is to align oneself with a larger current, one in which the circulation of energy brings balance, opportunity, and prosperity. Ancient stories tell of disciples who, through acts of selfless giving, found doors opening in ways they could never have engineered. Money, success, and influence often arrived in forms that seemed coincidental, yet they were the natural result of energy set in motion by generosity. Discipline in this practice is essential. Giving must be intentional, mindful, and consistent, not impulsive or performative. It is through mastery of the self, over fear, attachment, and calculation, that true flow is created. Generosity, then, is not merely an act, it is a way of life. By giving without expectation, one tunes the spirit to the rhythms of the universe. The more freely one shares, the more naturally abundance returns, teaching the enduring lesson that prosperity is not hoarded. It is circulated, mirrored, and multiplied through the discipline of a generous heart. True mastery is never rushed. Shaolin wisdom teaches that haste blinds the mind and scatters energy, while patience sharpens perception and strengthens resolve. In the pursuit of wealth, many seek shortcuts, chasing sudden gains or fleeting opportunities. Yet, those who cultivate deep skills through disciplined practice discover a different path, one where persistence, patience, and careful refinement yield results far greater than luck or speed ever could. Each step taken with awareness, each skill honed with dedication, compounds over time, creating a foundation of lasting abundance. Within the temples, monks spend years perfecting movements that, to outsiders, appear simple or repetitive. A single form, practiced countless times, becomes a vessel for mastery, training both body and mind to operate in harmony. The same principle applies to life and prosperity. Repeated, mindful effort builds competence, confidence, and clarity. Patience allows one to see the long game, to recognize which opportunities are fleeting and which are worth cultivating. Persistence turns obstacles into lessons, failure into guidance, and delay into preparation for greater success. The ancient teachings remind us that the world rewards those who understand rhythm rather than rush. Haste creates mistakes, scattered focus, and superficial achievements. Mastery, however, is deliberate. It is a quiet accumulation of wisdom, skill, and resilience. Those who commit to learning, refining, and practicing, even when results are not immediate, position themselves for rewards that appear inevitable over time. In this way, wealth becomes a reflection of inner discipline. It is not the product of luck, but of steady, patient cultivation. The universe responds to mastery, to the energy of someone who acts with purpose, persistence, and calm determination. True abundance is built brick by brick, skill by skill, and moment by mindful moment, revealing that those who move slowly with intent often arrive far ahead of those who rush without direction. The body is the vessel through which the mind experiences the world, and Shaolin wisdom teaches that strength of body and clarity of mind are inseparable. Physical discipline, whether in the form of martial training, mindful movement, or rigorous exercise, cultivates resilience, endurance, and balance. Each disciplined motion trains the nervous system, sharpens focus, and teaches patience. Over time, the body becomes a steady foundation for the mind, capable of sustaining concentration, withstanding stress, and responding to challenges with calm precision. In the monasteries, monks rise before dawn to practice forms that demand both strength and awareness. Every kick, stance, and stretch is performed with intention, integrating breath, posture, and focus. The lessons of the body are lessons for the mind. Consistency fosters clarity, effort produces insight, and alignment creates power. A healthy, conditioned body supports the mind in ways subtle but profound. Decisions become more deliberate, perception more acute, and the ability to remain centered under pressure becomes natural. Ancient teachings emphasize that prosperity flows to those who can navigate the world with steadiness. A mind burdened by fatigue, illness, or imbalance is easily swayed by distraction or anxiety. The disciplined body, however, anchors thought, creating a space where strategy, foresight, and discernment can thrive. Energy circulates freely, intentions sharpen, and the clarity needed to recognize opportunities emerges effortlessly. Physical mastery is not vanity or mere routine. It is preparation, a way to cultivate the conditions in which life's abundance can be received. The effort invested in strengthening the body multiplies the effectiveness of every action and amplifies the results of every endeavor. In this way, health and discipline become silent partners in prosperity, proving that the path to wealth begins not only in the mind, but in the steady, deliberate cultivation of the body that carries it. The unknown has always been both feared and revered. Shaolin philosophy teaches that fear of uncertainty is one of the greatest barriers to growth, wealth, and opportunity. When the mind clings to comfort and predictability, it narrows vision, hardens perception, and repels the very possibilities that could transform life. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the disciplined choice to move forward despite it. Acceptance of uncertainty, coupled with deliberate action, creates a flow where abundance can enter naturally. In the training of Shaolin monks, the unfamiliar is embraced with calm awareness. New forms, unpredictable challenges, and rigorous trials are approached not with hesitation, but with focus and intention. Each encounter with the unknown becomes a lesson in patience, presence, and trust. By stepping beyond what is familiar, the mind learns to adapt, to see patterns where others see chaos, and to respond with clarity rather than reaction. In this space, energy is no longer blocked by doubt or anxiety. It circulates freely, inviting opportunity and reward. Ancient stories speak of masters who ventured into uncertainty repeatedly through journeys, tests of skill, or challenges of spirit, and in doing so discovered resources, alliances, and insights that could never have appeared within the safe confines of comfort. The same principle applies to wealth. The pursuit of abundance requires the courage to act without absolute certainty, to risk small losses for the chance of profound gains, and to trust that effort, aligned with intention, will create results. Stepping into the unknown is a practice of inner mastery. It trains patience, sharpens judgment, and strengthens resilience. Fear, once understood and released, becomes a guide rather than a barrier. When uncertainty is met with calm acceptance, the currents of life shift, and money, opportunity, and prosperity move toward those who dare to navigate the uncharted with disciplined courage and a steady heart. True richness is never measured by possessions alone. It is the harmony of mind, body, and spirit working together in balance. By nurturing intention, practicing mindfulness, embracing discipline, and giving with generosity, abundance becomes a natural reflection of inner mastery. Shaolin teachings remind us that wealth flows not to those who chase it desperately, but to those who cultivate themselves first, who align their energy and actions with clarity and purpose. Take these principles into your daily life, pause to reflect, act with patience, honor your body and mind, and open your heart through giving and gratitude. In doing so, the world begins to respond and opportunities for prosperity arise quietly but powerfully. Let this be a gentle reminder that mastery and abundance are cultivated over time with calm awareness and steady practice. If these lessons resonate, join our journey by liking this video and subscribing to Heng Chronicles, where ancient wisdom meets practical guidance for a life of balance, clarity, and true prosperity.